And we are live for some Week 6 Share League Heroes of the Storm action. My name is Tara Spaz, and I am thrilled and honored to bring you one of the last matches of Week 6 between Slyp League on the blue team and Cruz Control on the red. The map's going to be Towers of Doom, and Slyp League might have been caught with their pants down just a little bit, eating into their stoppage time on the first ban before they take away Falstad. But looks like everything is together here. We'll be in good shape. Both teams with an overall winning record so far this season in Chair League. Looking to improve on that as we get to the midway mark of the season. It's nice to go into the second half with a winning record. Get some scars on the side of your plane for all the victories you've got. Cruise control with a ban on Kalthus, and that's kind of something we've been seeing pretty standard here on Towers of Doom. Getting rid of Falstad to deny the mobility, and getting rid of Kalthus to avoid having those tight groups of heroes punished with the spread of the bomb, easy targets for the flame strikes. And that will leave Li Ming to fall to Slyp League, who has certainly proven her worth on this map and her ability to just exert power on the board, start knocking down towers, and to be able to fairly safely deny channeling from a lot of the a lot of the altars on the map. There's many locations where she can shoot at altars from behind a wall or another barrier, so it's difficult to engage on her one-on-one if she's just up against one enemy hero. Cruise Control taking some premier support as their first pick, Rhaegar, and that's something that I haven't seen a whole lot, but I'm really excited to see from Cruise Control, because Rhaegar has a lot of versatility in him. He's definitely one of the premier supports, and it might suggest that they have some sort of plan together where they wanted to make sure they could secure the Rhaegar pick while they build the rest of their draft. So I'm excited to see what Cruise Control has to offer. It looks like they've got something interesting, and interesting indeed, just snapping away ETC. So their mission and goal for this map is very clear. Get into a big crowd of people and just lock them down, lightning shield chipping away at them. I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot more very damaging heroes as selections for Cruise Control coming up. And there's still plenty out there to pick from, so options favor Cruise Control. Slyp League are now presented with a pretty clear picture of what Cruise Control are looking to do on this map. And we can see them dipping into their stoppage time, trying to figure out, well, we know what they're doing, how can we answer it? What's our best response to this? Which is one of the downsides of tipping your hand a bit too early. You can kind of give the other team an opportunity to use a lot more of their picks in direct counter to yours. But Zagara will be the selection, another high damage output to complement Li Ming, and more importantly, it leaves Zagara and Li Ming in a position where they're not likely to be in the exact same place to be punished by that mosh pit. Dahaka going to be the tank pick for Slyp League, which certainly has a lot of utility here with teams singularly focused on objectives on Tower of Doom. Not attending the objectives isn't really an option. If you want to be successful on this map, you need to be able to exert power and influence at those objective points. So being able to hold off until the last minute to get there, or get back to laning as soon as you can, is definitely a value-added pick for Slyp League. Uther or Cruise Control with their support solidly in hand decide to take Uther away from Slyp League So that'll narrow down the choices available to them. And Slyp League does not seem to care as they take Tassadar off the map. So they must have a pretty clear picture in mind. I guess they were worried about maybe the storms coming down on the stun circle. Just trying to remove as much of that AoE damage as they can, knowing that at some point, somewhere on the map, someone's going to get caught out and stunned for way longer than is useful. So removing as much of that damage as they can, I mean, yeah, there's a good case for that. And now we see Cruz Control starting to scoop up some of that damage. We see Jaina as the pick from pick number 3, and that leads a lot of accolade for just a very large series of attacks, just wiping out the health pool of some of the heroes on Slyp League's team, especially what they've selected so far. Ring of Frost plus the Blizzard plus the Cone. I mean, that alone can detonate. I'm fairly certain it can just easily detonate Li Ming, and it might take Zagara out too, just with no other damage coming in. And we also see Vala, and I wonder if they're going to go with the maximum root, maximum stun plan from Jaina and Vala, taking the Rain of Vengeance and the Ring of Frost, just keeping everyone super glued to the board, or if they'll just rely on the mosh pit to keep them in place while they unload damage with their other abilities. Could go either way with it. It's a versatile plan, and maybe they'll audible that call once they get to level 10. Final picks on the side of Slyp League, and they've got 15 seconds of stoppage left. They've got to figure out what they're gonna use to protect or keep Dahaka standing. Maybe add some more protection to Zagara. Li Ming getting awfully low on the clock here, down to 1 second. And they slide in there with the Kerosene. That may have been the plan all along, and they're just building for dramatic effect. But they do get the Monk from the world of Diablo. Should do well, especially with a lot of AoE damage coming in. You know you'll get to trigger that Palm. And Arthas, the final pick from Slyp League, so they are going to opt for more frontline defense to support Dahaka in the thick of things. And to be honest, I have absolutely no idea how Arthas is going to perform. I know he's been very heavily patched as of Tuesday. I haven't gotten the chance to play him myself, but I've heard very good things from people that are much better at this game than I am. So maybe Slyp League has gotten some experience with it, and they're ready to bring the Lich King back into the thick of things. So Cruz Control down to 8 seconds for their final pick, and it's gonna be the Butcher from the world of Diablo. And so there you have it. After their Rhaegar and ETC plan, Cruz Control just piling on as much damage as they can find, and we'll see how it works for them. They've got one very powerful plan, and the fate of this game may just depend on how well or poorly that plan goes. So we'll get loaded into our game here in just a few moments, and we'll see how this goes.
Yitar, guide my path.
no, I seem to have a couple technical difficulties as the game loaded, so we will connect you as quickly as we can. We'll jump back into the game. Hopefully we won't have missed very much. It's very embarrassing. Alright, well that's a new and exciting failure mode in the game that I've never seen before. Apparently if you, the observer, are kicked out, you can't join chat. But anyway, we're here, we're live, and we're ready to go. On the side of Slyp League, we've got Slyp on Li Ming, Chef Cloud on Zagara, Father Major on Dahaka, Miles of Pain on Arthas, and Antiphon on Kerosene. And on Team Cruz Control, we've got Sky 7 on Jaina, Acreos on Rhaegar, Blunderbuss on Vala, Oreo Blaster on the Butcher, and Kazi on ETC. We've got teams, we've got violence, and we're going to have combat in no time at all. ETC looking to get things going with a quick slide in, trying to nudge anyone out of position, but can't get a very favorable shove, so we'll safely disengage, and we'll head to the laning phase of the game. Down in the bottom lane, it looks like we're going to have Chef Cloud's Zagara versus Sky 7's Jaina, poking and dancing around each other. Both teams should be fairly safe and not able to get any sort of major takedowns without some support from their teammates, which might be coming in the form of Butcher, looking to inflict some damage when he can. Here in the mids, where most of the action is going to be, Kerosene looking to take a lot of damage from Brand, but able to dash away pretty safely. And in the top lane, we're going to have Arthas versus Vala. It's going to be Arthas's fight to see how long he wants to stay in it. Vala pretty safe to run away anytime she wants. Arthas has to do a bit more planning. ATC looking to put some hurting on Dahaka. He's going to safely burrow away, and as quick as I say that, a surprise visit from Li Ming was going to help Arthas take Vala out of the game for a few seconds, and that might be some of the vulnerability here on Cruise Control. We've got a lot of very low health heroes, minus ETC. So it might put them in a small disadvantage in this stage of the game. We should see that tend to be less of a factor as the game goes on. But altar spawning in 10 seconds. from a recent patch, we're going to have 3 on the first in every game on Towers of Doom, and no huge engagements yet. So we've got Zagara posturing against Jaina and Butcher down at the bottom. Otherwise, no huge fights. Dahaka comes down to help. First set of cannonballs are going to go to the side of Slyp League. They're not going to be able to take the ones on the side of Cruz Control away, and it looks like it's going to be 2 towers for Slyp League to take an early lead after this first section of the game, but it may cost them a Li Ming for the trouble. She's going to barely blink to safety and is going to survive with not a lot of health. Cruz Control sensing reinforcements on the way. They're going to withdraw before they've overcommitted too much. And Butcher looking to put some hurting on Zagara here, just going ham. I wonder if he'd it's risky, and you never want to be on your side of the map as much as possible. But if he come at it from the other direction, he might have gotten a bit more damage. Speaking of damage, a lot of it coming on to Kerosene. Breath of Life keeping him just barely standing, and this is a very brutal mid lane. The ebb and tide of the battle just go into each team's favor as they push each other towards their gates. But no takedowns as a result of any of these just yet. Butcher cut out a bit too far. Zagara finally gets some friends in there. Kerosene looking to try to finish off the Butcher, but can't quite do it. He's going to hearth back and live another day. And this is one of the most exciting bits of Towers of Doom. When there's only one point of contention, you get a lot of time and heads up knowing where it's going to be. You get some time to kind of set up your engagement here, and it looks like everybody's going to be fairly close by. Slyp League in a nice tight formation to protect each other from some of that burst damage that might be coming in. Rhaegar kind of off by himself now, trying to figure out how to rejoin the team. Slyp League beginning the channel, just about done. ETC is going to get there to stop at the last minute, and here comes the engagement. Butcher charging in, trying to unload some damage. Can't quite get enough. He's going to have to withdraw, but not before Arthas takes a bunch of the side of Slyp League. ETC going very low, and now he's at 0. Down 1 takedown against Cruz Control. Blizzard's going to cover their retreat very nicely, and they're going to get an Arthas in exchange. It's a 4-on-4 fight, but the channel will go to the side of Slyp League. Close encounter. Butcher thinking about trying to grab another kill, but thinking more of as he was on his way in. Realizes that even if he gets that takedown, there's probably not a way he's getting out of that, so better to not die for the chance at a kill than to definitely die and possibly get one. So good decision making from Butcher. I really like that. Well, teams spread up again. Slyp League looking to take this top set of siege camp. ETC should know that they're in there. I think he had vision on it, but if not, he certainly knows now, and he'll be retreating away. Should not be able to stop these this siege camp from crashing into the towers. But for all that effort, as Slyp League looks to be pushing in the top, down in the bottom we've got a fairly big wave coming for the side of Cruz Control. Let's see what they want to do with it. They get the camp, but just leave it to Zagara to get taken off. She'll be tied up with that for just a little bit, so we'll see what Cruz Control elects to do with this time. Not a whole lot of definitive action, although having seen Zagara come up, maybe they can refocus their efforts on the bottom lane. But mostly very safe play coming from the side of Cruz Control. They suffered from a couple early takedowns at the beginning of the game, so maybe they're waxing towards safe. But Jaina caught out on the wrong side of her support. She'll get taken down with 15 seconds until the altars show up. So this could put Cruz Control at a bit of a disadvantage. It's either 5-on-4 against. Jaina won't be around for the start of the fight. And looks like Li Ming's gonna channel for Slyp back to their home base. Dahaka taking a bunch of damage and burrowing, but ETC doing a nice job of grabbing the shrine while getting good. A powerful maw from Zagar is going to put everyone in harm's way. Jaina covering the retreat with an ice ring. Artha's still getting in there looking to take out Valen. She's just going to barely escape. And that was a very timely save from Jaina. It didn't hit Arthas. Arthas was in the center of the ring and was able to keep going, but just keeping everybody back for those few seconds kept Cruz Control from taking a very costly takedown loss. So all in all, despite the Jaina takedown earlier before the shrines came up, a good hold from Cruz Control. They traded shrines 1-for-1. That was about the best they could have done there. It was a very solid hold. Looking to grab Zagar. Zagar will get caught by Land of the Slaughter. The damage just pours on, and Cruz Control just eliminates her immediately. And we may be seeing more of this as the game goes on. It's this high impact damage coming from Cruz Control. It looks like what they wanted to build when they drafted it, and they're gonna benefit more and more from that as the game goes on. Slyp League taking their first building of the game here on the top. In full retreat now from Cruz Control. They are going to catch Karazim. He's going to warp away. A bunch more damage coming down onto Slyp League. And wonderful mosh pit catching everyone in harm's way. And there's that mosh pit ring of frost that can just glue people to the board. Damage isn't over yet. Butcher's down, but that might be a small cost to pay. But they wind up also losing ETC, and it looks like a lot of their ability to stay in this fight is gonna be reduced. So a 2-on-2 exchange, and we've got another fight here in the bottom, and no one in position to deal with it except for Dahaka, who's gonna burrow in and try and snag this before anyone can even deal with it. And that is just absolutely the power of mobility. He may not be the beefiest tank in the game. He may not have the highest impact in team fights compared to some of the others, like the Oracle with his wall or ETC with his monster. But just being able to be wherever you need to be is such a big deal, especially on this map. ETC very comfortable in trying to contest the entire force of Slyp League. I don't foresee him doing a lot of damage here, but he is getting some experience from the minions that die from those tower shots. He is discouraging Slyp League from just going ham. Instead, a bunch of damage coming down on Dahaka. The burrow will dodge most of it, but it won't dodge the ice ring. We've got another big fight here in the shadows of the rebuilding Slyp League building. The Butcher is going to fall, but that's not all. It's going to be Rhaegar and Dahaka. 3 takedowns so far. Still lots of fighting to come. Both teams looking to do just all sorts of damage. Tower shots coming in to deal with those zombies. And it's going to be another 2-for-2 exchange with Rhaegar and Butcher falling on the side of Cruz Control and Dahaka and Arthas. Cruz Control, I think, has a very good sense of just how much fighting they can take. They're losing a couple heroes, but that's unfortunately kind of the nature of Butcher. If you want to... He's got a really careful line he's got to fill. If he's too aggressive, he'll charge into fights and get taken out, as we've seen a couple times. But if he's not aggressive, then he's not really impacting the board, and that's not why they picked Butcher. They picked Butcher to do some damage, and so they may just accept that sometimes it's going to result in a takedown against him. You live by the meat stacks and you die by the meat stacks. Speaking of dying by the meat stacks, Arthas looks like he's going to do a whole bunch of that right now as Butcher charges in. The channeling is not gonna complete from the side of Karazim. A nice last second stop from the side of Butcher. They are gonna get a takedown, maybe two. Divine Palm on Karazim himself, so he's gonna be safe for himself. And Dahaka with the cheeky steal on the turn-in. It's a very slick move from the Primal Zerg as Cruise Control powers their way through to steal the shrine on Slyp League's side of the map, but at the cost of their own. Dahaka just on point with his map awareness, knowing what's going on the board, knowing where he needs to be, where he shouldn't be. It's a powerful thing. And so Cruise Control catching the smaller end of that in terms of core hit point, but they did even up the takedown score just a bit, and looking to continue that as they start piling on damage. Bloodlust pops from Rhaegar, a nice pick that I like to see. It doesn't get nearly enough play in my opinion. It certainly impacts the board, but it doesn't last forever, and Butcher's gonna fall, ETC's gonna fall. 3 members of Cruise Control on the run, heading for safety, and it looks like they're gonna get away. And so just as it looked like Cruise Control is gonna have some dominance in team fights, in eliminating members of Slyp League from the board, they lose what might be a crucial team fight as it allows Slyp League to knock down a building, force Cruise Control to deal with that, while they go and claim the boss completely uncontested. That will take Cruise Control's core down from 11 to 7. And this could potentially be match point here with 7 hit points remaining on the core. We've got 2 shrines popping up on the map in about 15 seconds. This building in the mid will go back to the side of Cruise Control. So each of these shrines is going to represent 4 hit points of damage. And so Cruise Control should be looking to stop as much as they can here. Zagara's going to deny the turn in from Jaina. Dahaka trying to scoop out Baller's out of position. We've got a great big brawl here in the middle, a lot of dancing, a lot of posturing, no big fighting. Zagara tries to channel, and now we see the ultimates going down. A mosh pit from ETC is going to grab 2 people as Arthas falls. Another hero is going to go down in the form of Karazim. Bala chasing with very low health. She might have overextended a bit, but can vault away. Meanwhile, Dahaka gets the bottom shrine, just scoops it up and manages to do 4 shots of damage. He is going to fall for that. Zagara too, so it's a total team wipe on the side of Slyp League. But they may have done just what they needed to do to put Cruise Control in a very bad spot. The core health is 24-3, and Cruise Control has an experience lead. They have a takedown lead. They're about to have a structure league after this bottom falls, and they have about 10 more seconds of total map control where they can do anything they want. And it looks like they're just trying to get these siege camps. And I think at this point it's more for making sure that Slyp League has one less option to win the game than anything else, because I don't think they're interested in trying to convert these siege camps into damage, because they're not escorting them to the death zone. They're just letting them run into the fully respawned team of Slyp League. But this is the game you have to play when you're down on core health. You have to understand what are all the ways that our opponent can beat us right now and deny as many of them as possible. And one other thing they can do is take down some heroes to make sure that they're not ever in a position to retake a fight. So Cruise Control doing a lot of damage to this mid building, trying to get enough damage onto someone to secure another takedown, but good positioning on Slyp League will prevent that. But another building does fall for Slyp League, so each of these shrines is going to represent 5 shots for Cruise Control. Li Ming is going to get annihilated immediately. A mosh pit is going to unfortunately time with the Zagara Maw, so not a lot of damage coming down from from that mosh pit, but 2 takedowns so far on the side of Cruise Control, and they're hanging on. They get the takedowns when it counts, so this should represent 10 damage to Slyp League's core, taking them to 14. And this is what Cruise Control has to do for the remainder of this game. They gotta dominate the map. They've gotta continue to be aggressive where they can be, and they really just can't afford to lose a single team fight at this point. There's still too many ways to lose this game. But if there's any map where you can stage impressive comebacks, this is the one. Dahaka getting caught out here, gonna burrow and prolong his life for just a little bit, but there's just too many people there. He's gonna go down in a big Zerg heap of a mess. Cruise Control proceeding to take the top siege camp, and not wanting to risk a big engagement with a man down and a talent tier disadvantage. Slyp League just reclaims their building, makes it a nice 4-on-4 again. Cruise Control not looking to do a whole lot more with that siege camp. They just wanted to crack the wall and make sure that their team can continue doing what they want to do on this map. They see that Slyp League is up top dealing with the camp that was left, so that's going to give Cruise Control a chance to take the camp on Slyp League's side of the map. And this is what Cruise Control has to be doing. They've got to continue to stay one step ahead. Whenever they let Slyp League dictate the pace of this game, they're going to be playing catch up, and then they're going to be the ones on deck to start solving problems. And this is going to be a very impactful fight here. 1 shrine spawning in 12 seconds. Everybody here from both teams. So everybody's playing for everything here. If Cruise Control loses this shrine, that's gonna be game for them. So there's no reason for them to attempt anything else on the map. ETC looking for the best mosh pit he can find. Can't quite get it just yet. Doesn't like the look he's getting. Might be sliding in now. Ram Slaughter going in, taking the Ring of Frost falling as well. Mosh pit's going to get just one. He's going to get stunned out of it. Not a lot of damage. Arthas is going to fall though. Divine Palm goes on Kerosene for just enough to prolong his life with cooldowns. On Dahaka, dragging ETC back. He's going to fall, and it's a 1-for-1 takedown so far. Big tank on each team gone, so we just might be seeing just straight damage. Jaina trying to get the turn in, can't quite get it. Low health on Rhaegar. He's in a perilous situation. Butcher now dragged to his certain doom, and it's going to be 3-on-4 against Cruise Control. Jaina at critical health, in 0 in fact. Karazeem's gonna get the channel. 4 shots going against the core of Cruise Control, and that is gonna do it. What an exciting and close game.
Is victorious.
And that is what a fireworks show of a game. Just a 20-minute match, which is a fairly standard time for Towers of Doom, but tons of takedowns on both sides. 14 kills on the side of Slyp League, 17 on the side of Cruise Control, and most of those coming in the later stages of the game. But that's what Cruise Control wanted to do. They wanted to go in big. They wanted to put a lot of damage on the table, and if that meant risking a couple of their heroes, ETC and Butcher, being right in the middle of the fight, then that's what'll happen. But Dahaka had some excellent positioning on the side of Slyp League, just being able to drag a couple crucial heroes out when they needed to be drugged, interrupting a couple abilities, and just scooping up towers when nobody thought he would be down there, or just unable to get there in time, even if they did know. So both teams had a very strong draft. They put together a team that was going to do what they wanted to do, and it looks like Cruise Control, it looked like they were going to hold on there at 3 health for the longest time. They won some really decisive engagements, and they almost made it, but Slyp League was able to secure the win in the end. So well played on both teams, but unfortunately there is only one W, and today that W goes to Slyp League. So congratulations to them. Look forward to seeing y'all in the Nexus for future games of Chair League. My name's been Terrace Baz, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Take care.